Well, Frank Luntz, I think, has he asked everybody to turn off their recording devices, but one guy didn't, and he spoke an inconvenient truth. Far-right conservatism, these are not his words, they're mine. We'll get to his words in just a moment, but you'll get what I'm talking about. Far-right conservatism has become a cult, and Rush Limbaugh has become its leader, or was its leader, arguably is its leader. By definition, a cult is a group or sect bound together by adoration of the same thing, person, ideal. A cult promises you redemption. Tells you if you do what it says, believe as it believes, you will be protected from the evil people who are out to get you and the rest of society. A cult purges itself of non-believers. It actively tries to vilify all those who are not part of the cult, saying that they're doomed, they're destined to go to hell. So how did Limbaugh become the leader of such a large and influential cult? Well, like with any cult, the power that Limbaugh has over his flock has grown over time. Right-wing radio started out in conflict with mainstream society, outside of mainstream society. What was once a little cult guided by Limbaugh has transformed into a massive cult that today has enveloped much of the conservative movement and certainly is almost personified by the Tea Party cult. So how did this transformation happen? Well, like cult leaders do, Limbaugh offered up a theatrical flair and accompanied that with a marketing genius. He offered his followers redemption. He promised them protection from what he told them they should fear, liberals and feminists. He demanded ideological purity and absolute devotion to his ideology of far-right conservative corporatism is what it really was. And he vilified anybody who didn't see things his way. He then managed to convince his followers that faith in his word was more important than facts. No matter what everyone else said, if Rush said it, it must be true. Only information that supports his positions could be believed, and everything else just lies. And since his first successes, he's been followed by a succession of other right-wing cult leaders, from Glenn Beck to Mark Levin to Alex Jones, which brings us to today. Rush Limbaugh and the rest of the right-wing talk radio cult have conjured up such a large following that they're helping the Koch brothers and the other Tea Party guys drive the polarization within the Republican Party and within America's political discourse. Ironically, so says Frank Luntz, a top Republican consultant and campaign guru. Earlier this week, Luntz told a group of college students at the University of Pennsylvania that Limbaugh and his fellow right-wing talk radio cult leaders are, Frank Luntz's word, problematic for the Republican Party. Why? Because they're responsible for the stark polarization inside that party. This is a secret recording of Luntz's comments. And, well, you can hear for yourself. He's gonna say, you know, they get great ratings, they're driving the message. This isn't happening on the Democratic side; it's only on the Republican side. And then he talks about how Marco Rubio is getting his butt kicked, and then he gets into Rush Limbaugh and Mark Levin. Here it is. This is Frank Luntz himself.
And they get great ratings, and they drive the message, and it's really problematic. And this is not on the Democratic side, it's only on the Republican side. Because the Democrats don't listen to talk. They've got every other source of news on this side. And so that is a lot of what's driving. If you know, Marco Rubio is getting his ass kicked. Here's my Rubio fan here. We talked about it. He's getting destroyed by Mark Levin, by Rush Limbaugh, and there are a few others. He's trying to find a legitimate, long-term, effective solution to immigration that isn't the traditional Republican approach, and talk radio is killing him. That's what's causing this thing underneath, and too many politicians in Washington are playing to it.
So, you know, basically what Luntz is saying is that the right-wing media and this cult following are not serving the national debate, and they're frankly not helping the Republican Party widen its appeal beyond its declining base of aging boomer cultists. But no matter what Frank Luntz says, Limbaugh and the rest of his right-wing media pals are going to continue to rally their followers. It's very profitable. And some of them actually believe this stuff. And they're going to continue to vilify those who dare think otherwise. They're going to continue to paint President Obama as America's anti-hero, using terms like socialist and Muslim to further scare their cult followers into seeing things their way so that they get to be the heroes. We were talking yesterday about Superman and all that stuff. Now, the good news here is that there is still some semblance of a normal, non-cult media in America. Unlike right-wing media, this non-cult media, and even progressive media, doesn't behave like cults. It talks about ideas that are widely accepted: social safety net, clean environment, non-discrimination, solid middle class, stuff like that, and that are not in conflict with the rest of society. It's not based on fear or faith. It's based on facts. And we respect other beliefs and ideas instead of vilifying, instead of hating them, instead of preaching hatred about them or fear. And perhaps most importantly, real media, by and large, does not fear or hate the United States of America, does not fear or hate our government, and certainly does not suggest that we all need to be armed to the teeth and ready to attack employees of our own government who are coming to get you. Sadly, that cult is coming dangerously close to having complete control over the Republican Party and much of the political discourse in our country. Thankfully, people are waking up and recognizing that far-wing media is just that, a cult. It's like Jim Jones. It's like, here, have some Kool-Aid. And it's in my opinion, and in the opinion of Frank Luntz, it's doing the same thing that Jim Jones's Kool-Aid did. It's, he killed his followers with his Kool-Aid. This is killing the Republican Party. And what's serving it? I mean, you've got people worth hundreds of millions of dollars, like Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity, and I don't know if it's hundreds or just tens of millions of dollars, Glenn Beck and Alex Jones, who certainly would aspire to that. You've got these right-wing cult leaders telling us all the groups that we have to be afraid of and everything we have to worry about, rather than offering genuine solutions. And they're completely out of the mainstream of America. As Bernie just quoted that survey this last week. 52% of Americans, right across the board, 52% of America, more than half of Americans, think we should actually be radically increasing taxes on rich people like Limbaugh and Hannity and redistributing that income to poor people in America. More than half of Americans. Now, even I don't generally talk about that kind of thing. Although the fact of the matter is, progressive taxation, which we've held as a high value in this country, arguably since the founding of this country. Thomas Jefferson talked about progressive taxation. He called it geometric taxation. Thomas Paine preached about it in his booklet Agrarian Justice, right after America became a country. These are core American values. But instead, what you find is these right-wingers who are basically preaching things that will only assist a few thousand multi-hundred millionaires and billionaires. Why? Because they're the ones who are making sure that these guys keep their cult followings going.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
And the net of this is that it's not a good thing for the United States of America. Having a meritocracy is fine. Having an oligarchy, not so good.